Throughout history, we have defining moments where pivotal innovations fundamentally transform how we interact with the world. Today, we are at the forefront of a new transformation. At this point, it's quite obvious. Points are not just a new trend, they are the new meta. The next frontier, leading us into a massive innovation cycle, where the worlds of crypto, AI, identity, and social are about to merge. And points are the catalyst of this transformation. Think back to the birth of tokens in 2017. It's the ERC-20 standard that unlocked the ICO craze and DeFi. Because of standardization, all smart contracts were now able to communicate with a shared language, enabling network effect liquidity across the space, shaping a new ecosystem around wallets, dApps, exchanges, DAOs, with hundreds of primitives that would not have existed without tokens. The same magic happened with ERC-721, the NFT craze, a data standard launching a new market structure. What's about to happen with points follows the same pattern, a new data construct, but this time on another level of magnitude. This presentation will uncover the fundamentals of this ongoing transformation and all the new opportunities unlocked by IPSP. Points are about to unlock the next wave of innovation by integrating identity, social, machine learning, governance, and incentives into one decentralized system for the new internet. The missing piece for this whole thing to start is a standard, and we are launching it as an open source framework, giving points their ERC-20 moment. But before we get into IPSP, let's start with understanding the magnitude of points as a concept. Points are meta-currencies. We know currencies as transferable units of accounting, and they are very useful. If the global economy was a social network, meta-currencies are the algorithm. They are useful because you can't buy them, and they have been around for a very long time. Points and rituals are the foundations of our civilization. They channel our energy. In sports, they define success. You can't buy your points, you have to win them. And that's why we enjoy playing and watching sports. The NBA, for example, is a $120 billion economy completely based on points. If the points were for sale, nobody would enjoy watching basketball. I mean, imagine a world where Michael Jordan was replaced by Bill Gates. The integrity of points is what defines their value. In academia, points define your life trajectory and future career, and the amount of citations you receive reinforce your credibility at the edges of research and science when you release papers. As we entered the digital age, points have been accelerating. In the stock market, digital points are used for fundamental analysis, all the measures of performance that drive trading activities. In video games, in social media, we use points, such as likes and follows, as motivators and indicators of success, driving billions of dollars to influencers. But this is nothing compared to algorithmic points. Algorithmic points are digital points on steroids. They are not just pointing at value, they are value. They help us make better life decisions, save time, by leveraging all the valuations made by our peers. So we take all the points that everyone has issued, and an algorithm will give us an output that helps our decision inherit from all the knowledge they have acquired. For this reason, algorithmic points are worth trillions of dollars. Google, for instance, is a $1 trillion algorithmic points machine distributing algorithmic points to sort web pages. The time you save by using Google versus navigating all those web pages is what drives the value of PageRank as an example of algorithmic points. Gmail filters emails based on algorithmic points, and YouTube recommends videos based on algorithmic points. As you browse TikTok videos, tens of thousands of implicit algorithmic points are added in the background to help the graph predict what keeps you the most engaged, and creators are scored based on their track record of creating engaging videos. The GPT technology improves based on the amount of parameters. The more weights are added to the model, the better it gets at predicting the next token. There is an accumulation of those points each time you give feedback, RLHF, you produce points. Google, Spotify, GitHub, Instagram, Twitter are all capitalizing on the fact you accumulate your points within their private servers. We are willingly giving up the foundations of our society to big tech, expanding lock-in effects and letting them dictate the terms of our interactions and how they should be rewarded. The more points they own, the more leverage they have. Web3 is the solution, but currently it is mostly made of financial currencies, meaning all the points are for sale. Right now, Bill Gates is playing basketball and gaining all the points, and the only thing we enjoy is money. For Web3 to take off, we need Web3 points that are interoperable between all apps and that will back the value of digital assets. IPSP is the standard which can be used by any protocol as it's open source and permissionless, like ERC-20. Tickets and sponsoring are influenced by team scores. Wages and investment are influenced by grades and KPIs. Google Ads exist because of the organic search results that cannot be bought. For Web3 to take off, we need to add this substrate of value representation. So how do standardized immutable points solve this problem, and why are they inevitably going to drive scalable and sustainable value creation in the crypto space? IPSP stands for Immutable Points Standard Protocol. So let's break it down. First, why immutable points? On the user side, users will progressively realize that being able to accumulate and value their points across platforms and own them is concretely superior to being tied to one single platform. That's just more convenient. So we are not asking people to understand why decentralization matters. They will just see that accumulating points that they can use everywhere is better than points that you can use only in one place. Immutable because you can't revoke them. You can only accumulate them. And you own them and control them forever, like an extension of your digital self, protected by cryptography. On the crypto side, immutable points will multiply the value of all tokens and NFTs as we add the missing substrate that will guide the flow of currencies towards true value accounting. And then why standard? Similar to ERC20, the reason why all the DeFi exchanges, ICOs are working is because there is a standard that reunites them all. And with IPSP, we are extending this standard beyond crypto. It will interoperate social, AI, identity by enabling a shared language between them. Universal recognition. Unlike badges, numbers are more like money. They are accepted everywhere. It's easy for any smart contract to read numbers, and having a standard facilitates this recognition. And when you combine immutability and standardization, you get IPSP, a new computing paradigm where all networks and applications can interoperate. Users own their most precious asset and have full control over who can access it. A world where algorithmic points are readable by smart contracts and are universally accessible and useful across the new internet. At NewCoin, we are working on a specific structure for IPSP, and it's one potential structure, but you can come up with your own as there is no dependency between IPSP and NewCoin. IPSP is like IPFS. You can use IPFS without Filecoin, you can use IPSP without NewCoin. So the way NewCoin works is, first we issue verifiable points off-chain, translating all kinds of proprietary and heterogeneous point systems. And now users have selective disclosure and can let algorithms analyze their verifiable points because they follow the standard. Finally, algorithms can mint on-chain points, which are IPSP compliant, making it easy for smart contracts to read them. And now you have machine learning smart contracts that can learn and adapt based on all the data about users, NFTs, DAO proposals, and so on. On-chain points are queryable by smart contracts, but they are expensive as they require block space, while verifiable points are almost free and have other benefits such as privacy and scalability, and it's up to you to use them to design your own system. Using IPSP means you can query all points to compute them, and all points can query you. It's a shared language, like money. Money can be in crypto, on a bank account, on a piece of paper. IPSP does the same for points. So this is how NewCoin looks like. We turn verifiable points into algorithmic points to let smart contracts speak to algorithms. But you can use IPSP for so many other things. Airdrops. You can measure the contributions of your community and reward them with points. And once you are ready to launch your token, you already have the tools for people to grab their tokens and you can filter out farmers. Smart identity proxies. It's like WorldCoin but without the biometric. The sum of all your points makes you more human than a bot, and smart contracts can easily read them if they use IPSP. Block space arbitrage. Today, when there is congestion, blockchains arbitrate by raising the computation costs. But what it does is create an incentive for MEV bots while penalizing real value creators, or simply people who need to transact to receive their wage or donations. By using IPSP, system contracts can give a chance to true value creators to get block space even if they can't afford it. Fundamental analysis for tokens. So today the correlation between token price and real value creation is quite random. And we still don't have a way to define the value of a crypto network. Is it daily transactions? Is it TVL? Those things are easy to game. Is it social media influencers? By using points and AI, we can really see if a dApp has true genuine value creation going on, and it will benefit the crypto space as we align incentives with real value creation. Web2 vampire attacks. With IPSP, once we start to turn our likes and follows into verifiable points, now all Web3 apps, such as Web3 social, machine learning, can operate according to the user's rules. Users have control and can share their data with the networks they want. It breaks the moat and the lock-in of tech giants and unlocks Web3 adoption. Meritocratic voting. Until now we used tokens and NFTs for voting. With points we can give voting power to people based on their skills, merits, relevance, experience, and combine those with tokens and do things like specialized quadratic voting. IPSP unlocks an infinity of possibilities there. Smart token allocation. Similar to airdrops, but it can work as a continuous grant where you can distribute rewards or investment to individual wallets or DAOs based on achievements, and use algorithms to prevent gaming. Decentralized AI is the most exciting thing in my opinion. With IPSP, you can merge neural networks with social networks and crypto networks, using points to price and weight data to distribute ownership over AI models based on contributions at scale and turn AI into public goods, which leads to decentralized AGI alignment. But the will of the people is not enforced by complex regulatory frameworks, but natively through the way we distribute points to each other. AGI will use points as a way to understand what we value, our preferences, and work in this direction, leading to decentralized acceleration, or DAC. What IPSP does is all the networks have now a shared language to represent value, whether it's a weight on a model, a reputation on a blockchain wallet, and the networks that try to vendor lock in their users by creating proprietary data languages would cut themselves from this new paradigm. We already have more than 100 projects. IPSP does not require you to change your database. It's more like an RSS format for value representation that makes all networks grow smarter together. To conclude, I have one question for you. Which team do you want to join? Stay in the old team, where real value creators are sandwiched between bots and whales, or join the new team, where each interaction compounds to an ever-expanding graph of value. If you chose the new team, join us at newcoin.org/build, and we're excited to see what you are going to build with us.